Who is Yoimiya? One of the most beloved, friendly, and inspiring people of Inazuma. She's known for her work as a pyrotechnician at Naganohara Fireworks, her family business where she creates beautiful fireworks to symbolize others' hopes and dreams. Welcome back everyone, I'm Slick and today we're talking about the lore of Yoimiya. If you enjoy learning about the lore of Teyvat, make sure to subscribe. Many celebrations are held across Inazuma every year, many having elaborate firework displays, all thanks to Yoimiya. She's become a household name and known as the Queen of the Summer Festival. Citizens of Inazuma love her displays. With the passion and creativity she puts into them, they're always a spectacular sight.
Welcome to Naganohara. My name's Yoimiya. Just let me know if you need anything. We have kushikatsu, egg roll... Wait, no, we're not a restaurant. Oh, we make fireworks. Like these, see? Sparkling, crackling little fireworks.
The Naganohara Fireworks Show started over a century ago when the Yashiro Commission first organized a fireworks display with commemoration as the theme. Fireworks since have become much more common, and because of the citizens' involvement, the firework displays are able to continue annually, even despite the risk of fire hazards that the Yashiro Commission and Shrine Maidens always have to take precautions for. Everyone in Inazuma City looks forward to Yoimiya's shows, and even those from other nations. Liyue's Lantern Rite uses her fireworks as well. Even though the transportation of goods to Liyue is technically illegal, she has Beto for that.
Beto's been helping me ship my fireworks out ever since Inazuma was locked down. I prepared a huge boat-shaped firework just to surprise her. And when the Crux fleet was about to leave, this firework went whoosh right in front of their eyes, straight into the sky. The sailors got such a huge fright. They thought one of their ships had somehow flown off. But Beto liked that trick very much, saying that it was exactly what a pleasant surprise should be. Very pleasant and a surprise.
The year that Yoimiya took over her family business, they had one of their most spectacular shows. Before the show started, Ayaka informed Yoimiya that the Raiden Shogun herself would be watching, and to include her emblem. Yoimiya then placed thousands of firework launch tubes around Inazuma City, and for the finale of the display, launched them all. The fireworks were set at just the right angle to depict the gigantic picture scroll of Inazuma City. The fireworks also had an angling trick, and from a certain spot they could be seen as a giant image of the Shogun's house crest. This, as her very first performance, won her the praise of the Inazuma people and the Raiden Shogun herself. Yoimiya craves social interaction, taking every opportunity she can to talk with others about her endless topics and ideas. Actually, if there's no one for her to talk to, she finds it hard to focus on her work. Chatting with guests and customers is her way of understanding their thought process on how the best fireworks can be crafted for them. After her work, sitting down and chatting with guests over tea is how she rewards herself, as well as talking with her neighbors and giving them gifts. She's careful to never cross any boundaries though, and knows how to balance between listening and speaking in her conversations. She never comes off as indifferent, uninterested, or the opposite, overly invested. Yoimiya is fascinated by everyone's different viewpoints. Those who talk with her usually leave in a good mood.
Nah, I don't worry about loose slips, sinking ships. The emotions contained in the words people say don't lie. Misunderstandings that arise from saying things wrongly can be resolved if you just talk more. But if you say nothing, the other person won't understand what you mean, and they can't get closer to you.
After taking over the fireworks shop, she's become a lot closer with her neighbors, many of which see her as an old friend and invite her over to sit and talk. Due to her caring nature, she's often seen playing with and caring for children and keeping them company. By many of the children of Inazuma, she's seen as a big sister. The purity of children brings her joy, and she wants each of them to enjoy their childhood innocence before they are forced to face the harsh realities of Inazuma. Children aren't the only ones she wants to help though. Yoimiya will happily have a deep conversation with anyone willing to open up to her about their troubles and will do her best to help them. Yoimiya believes in the power of language, and believes that there's nothing that can't be talked through.
Ooh, let's have a game of rock, paper, scissors. On my count now. Rock, paper, scissors. Woohoo! I won! I didn't change my choice halfway. Why would I ever do that?
She also tends to be a free spirit. Often, those going after perfection tend to be highly self-disciplined, but Yoimiya is almost the opposite. She tends to do what she wants when she wants, and often takes unscheduled breaks from her work. Sometimes she'll work late hours into the night when she misses work during the day, distracted by conversations. But on these nights, she'll often climb to the highest point so she can watch the sunrise before heading to sleep for the day. She often gains inspiration from her fireworks from the pretty orange-red skies, imagining them as she drifts off to sleep. Sometimes her neighbors find her sleeping in interesting places, like stopped water wheels, eaves, and even on tree branches. Thankfully though, she hasn't ever been seriously injured from falling off of these places while asleep, aside from a few scrapes. At other times, she'll sleep until midnight before heading out for a walk, which usually turns into a nighttime adventure, whether she's alone or with friends. Yoimiya loves the sense of freedom that she gives herself, often talking about how interesting it's made her life. She does take a priority in her work though, around the time of festivals or special events. Along with fireworks, Yoimiya also sells trinkets at her shop, many of them being secretly imported from other nations by Beidou. A lot of these games and trinkets are popular with the children, but they're loved just as much by the adults, such as Arataki Ito, who buys her specially made knickknacks to bring to challenge anyone who he declares his nemesis. Some of these knickknacks can be useful in daily life too, such as Yoimiya's katydid coil, a ring containing flammables and spices used to repel mosquitoes when hung up in the summer. Many of the people compliment Yoimiya on her excellent craftsmanship. She's willing to help others with special requests too, though she often states she runs a fireworks shop, not an everything shop. She makes do though, even if her earnings for a whole day are only enough to afford her a few snacks. In recent years, mostly due to an old folk song, children have been bringing Yoimiya shiny trinkets. They believe because of the song lyrics that if they exchange her something shiny for fireworks and light the fireworks, a wish of theirs will come true in the future. At first Yoimiya was troubled by this, but eventually she just played along and accepted whatever the children would bring her, such as rocks and seashells. However, she would not accept expensive items or anything of worth, and would tell the children to return them to their owners. The shininess of an object wasn't very important to her either, but what was important was that she was keeping the dreams of children and their creativity and imaginations alive. Something Yoimiya always has with her is her candy box, which because of its decorations has earned the name Sweet Pearl. She often collects different candies from every store she visits and places them in her box, and every time she encounters a happy event she eats a piece of candy, and if she's with others she'll happily share. The speed at which the box lightens is an important measure of happiness for her. Sometimes when she's not paying attention she accidentally uses it as a hair accessory due to the decorations on it being so similar to the one she usually wears. Or sometimes she purposely does it and gives candy to anyone who notices. Interesting fact, with each purchase of a firework, Yoimiya includes a special slip only readable by the Naganahara family. It's a tradition they've done for years. It allows her to recreate the exact same firework order for them.
Our family has a long tradition in which we will give every client who orders customized fireworks a note. Its contents can only be understood by our family, and it records the specific formula of the fireworks that were ordered. Whether 10 years or 100 years pass, our family can make exactly the same fireworks as they did in the past, so long as the client brings us that note.
One night, after taking over the family business, Yoimiya couldn't sleep, so she instead continued her research. Suddenly, she heard a sound, and a bright red object fell into one of the unused firework launch tubes. It turned out to be a pyrovision. At first, Yoimiya didn't know what it was, but used its pyro abilities as a lighter before eventually tossing it aside. Her father found it one day in a storage room and gave it back to her, explaining its significance and mysterious powers. And since, she has worn it and used it every day, and because of it, she's become much more skilled with the manipulation of fire.
Let me let you in on a little secret. When I first received my vision, I used it as a flint to light fireworks and boil water, before returning home, chucking it into a storeroom, and forgetting all about it. In the end, it was my father who found it and told me that it was a precious item that I should keep safe. At least it didn't get taken back by our dear Archon.
Though she does question why the gods favor her, an ordinary girl and pyrotechnician, asking if even the gods enjoy her fireworks shows? If you've enjoyed, please subscribe and let me know which character you'd like to hear about next.